نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص.
Ibrahim sat there and his heart was filled with anguish. Jibreel said to Ibrahim, "Why are you saddened?" According to Tafsir as-Safi, Ibrahim said, "I wanted to feel the pain of giving my child away in the love of Allah." According to Tafsir Safi, Ibrahim's heart received an inspiration. "Ibrahim, are you dearer, or is the prophet that is going to come from your lineage more dearer?" He said, "Indeed he is." He said, "Then is your child dearer to you, or the child of Muhammad?" He said, "Indeed the child of Muhammad." He said, "Then will the slaughter of your child cause you more grief, or the slaughter of the child of Muhammad?" He said, "Indeed the slaughter of the son of Muhammad would cause me more grief." Then Allah said, "Ibrahim, look and see what will happen to the son of Muhammad." Ibrahim at that point saw Imam Hussein's slaughter taking place, and he cried and his heart broke. And he said, "Oh Lord, now I know how it feels to give my son in your way." The Prophet of Islam has said that Sharia will rule upon our people. Their dreams are not an authority onto them. When their dreams command them to do things which are inconsistent with the Sharia, then those dreams are not from God and those dreams are not to be followed. Ibrahim left them. He went back to his wife, Bibi Sarah. After some time, Ibrahim felt a sense of loneliness. So he came back to Makkah. By this time, Ismail had grown up and had gotten married to the people of that clan. And his mother, Hajra, had died, and she was buried in the vicinity of the Kaaba. When Ibrahim came, he came to the house of Ismail. He knocked on the door. A woman opened the door. He said, "Where is your husband?" She said, "He is out hunting." He said, "How are you?" She said, "Extremely sad and miserable." He said, "How is your state?" She said, "We are in destitution and desperation and poverty." He said, "When your husband comes home, tell him to change the threshold of his house or his gate." And he left. Ismail came home and he felt the presence of his father. So he asked his wife and he said, "Did anybody visit?" She said, "Yes, an old man came." He said, "And?" She said, "He asked me about your whereabouts and he asked me about our state." To which I responded that we were in a state of poverty and misery and destitution. He said, "Did he tell you anything?" He said, "Yes." He said, "When your husband comes home, tell him to change the threshold of his gate." Ismail said, "That was my father. The threshold of the gate of my house is you, and he is asking me to divorce you. As a result, I am divorcing you. Go back to your people." After a time had elapsed, Ibrahim came back. Again, Ismail was not at home. He knocked at the door and he asked the woman who opened the door, "Where is your husband?" She said, "He is out hunting." He asked her, "How are you?" And she said, "We are very happy by the blessings of God." And he said, "How is your sustenance?" And she said, "Allah has given us of abundance." He said, "When he comes back home, your husband, tell him to guard the threshold of the gate of your house." And he went away. When Ismail came back home, he asked his wife, "Did anybody come?" She said, "A beautiful old man had come. He asked of you and he asked of us." And I said, "We were in a pleasant state." Ismail said, "Did he say anything to you?" She said, "Yes. He asked me to tell you to safeguard and to keep well the threshold to the gate of my house." He said, "That was my father, and he is indeed pleased with you and is asking me to keep you." Now the question that we ask here is, how can Hazrat Ibrahim say to his son, divorce your wife. Hazrat Ibrahim was indeed very kind and very gentle. He would not do anything that is unjust or unbefitting. The only reason we can find here is that sometimes when two people come together, their destinies do not match for each other because of their own psychological constitutions. And they bring, instead of mercy of God, they bring misery upon themselves. And that is possibly the only reason due to which Hazrat Ibrahim said this to Ismail. Because being away from each other, as Allah says in the Quran, that Allah will make them needless through His abundance when they are separated from each other. At times, when two people do not share a good karma with each other, things do not work out. And when they are away from each other, they both are much happier.